behavior. Oh, I just got done stuffing stuff in my face, and then I tried to talk, and it didn't work. All right. Hey, everyone. We are here at Primitive Gatherings. Let's take a couple deep breaths. Come on, do it with me. All right. So I'm here with Kaylee and Heidi over there. She's coming over here in a minute, and Jess is on vacation. Yay! I'm sure she needs that really bad. All right. And I leave tomorrow to go cruising with 120 ladies, I believe, on the cruise ship. Ooh, Jake's going to come and visit me. Perfect. All right. So if you are on my cruise with me that leaves out of Galveston, Texas on the 1st, let us know. Okay. Let us know. Yes, we all need vacations here because we've had, pardon my French, but one hell of a winter. Don't you think?
I'm busy.
It's weird. You know what I mean? If it just stayed one way, but it just doesn't. It just, one time we have, like right now we have snow again. And then tomorrow's going to be 50. And then, and then Saturday is going to be like 26 again. So, I have this anxiety over my dock being crushed every year. So it's like, okay, yeah, the lake's all free and open. Okay, good. We made it. And then I look out there the next 2 days and it's froze over again. So, all right. But anyway, so we're here. We have a few things to talk about. Not a ton of stuff. Heidi's is taking a break there after she just ran to Jimmy John's and got here at 12:50, enough for us to like eat 3 bites and then shove it under the table. And okay, wipe the wipe.
At lunchtime.
Yeah, don't go to Jimmy John's at lunchtime, yeah. Because we're like, hey, what's for lunch today? And everybody's like, nothing. I'm like, I buy, you fly. Yep,
Yes,
yep,
ma'am.
yep. So that works. But anyway, so that's why Heidi just did the exhausted relief laying on the chair over there just now. So she's all mic'd up now and ready to go. And like I said, Jess, enjoy your vacation. I'm sure you're not watching. I wouldn't be either.
I would be. Leave it to me to go on vacation and have to,
Yeah, no.
I tuned in from a funeral last week, so there's that.
Right. All right. So I know you're all excited to find out what Betsy is for one and what we all have going on here for you this week. And I know there's going to be a lot coming up, and I know it's crazy. And we just had the first 2 months of the year are pretty crazy for us, getting ready for this whole year and all that kind of stuff. So just bear with us. We are releasing 2 quilt-alongs in March. And you might have saw the video for one of them today. We wanted to release that early so you knew exactly what we were talking about. And so you can collect all of your supplies. And I know March is like 3 days away. All right. But we're not going to, we're going to pick winners for some of these things once a month. So you have plenty of time. All right. And I will explain more of those. Please ask some questions so we get everything answered for you. All right. I love the graphics at the beginning of the show. I know. Isn't Kaylee awesome? She does such a good job. All right. So let's dive into some announcements. If you are here every week, you know that I have to do this because we have new people all the time. And maybe one of these things will be new and you can come to Primitive Gatherings and hang out with us. That will make you want to jump in the car or get on a plane and come. I don't know if you know this, but we are only 15 minutes away from an international airport. So literally, I'm going to jump on a plane tomorrow. It's literally 15 minutes from here, and we go tons of places. So it's very easy to get here once you get here. I know some of you might have to, you're pretty remote, so you'll end up having to take two flights to get here, but that's kind of normal for me anyways, when I go places as well. Okay, so let's start with some clubs. Now, the clubs that we run here at Primitive Gatherings are from 9 to 4 on the days I tell you, and they include lunch. We have either soup and sandwiches and a big salad bar that we have. So it's a pretty nice lunch, and that is $25 to come and attend one of our clubs for the day. So I'm going to give you just the one date of each one that's coming up. So March 10th. We have the Fabric Collage Club. Lynn is our new club. That's a new club for primitive gatherings here, and she just did the first one, I believe, on the 20th, a couple days ago, and she had a blast, and she's super excited. So if you want to come and work on your collage or learn about collaging or any of that kind of stuff, this is for you. And then we have March 25th, the Wool Club. That is a session where you bring anything wool to work on. Sit and Stitch is a wide open club that you can bring anything to work on. That one is March 3rd. Cross Stitch is March 4th. March 8th is rug hooking. That's the date for that one. And of course, it's one day before I come home. And then we have April 13th. Nope, sorry. March 2nd. For Bernina Social and Featherweight Club. And then we have the next one in April. I don't need to talk about that one yet. And then Stitchers Gathering is April 20th. And those are all the clubs that we have coming up for you next. And then we have some retreats that still have a few openings in if you want to grab a retreat for this year, 2026. And we are working on our 2027 calendar as well, because people want to sign up after they leave one retreat. They want to sign up for the next year to come again. So we have to be ready for that. So we have, I think these are in no particular order, so don't mind me jumping around here. But we have, when I come back from the cruise, we have March 15th. We have a Cabin Fever. It says winter retreat. Yeah, that's a lie. We're gonna do spring. But that's okay. So there are all the information there for March 15th through the 21st. And you're going to come for the week and we're going to have a blast. All the details are there. Then we have a rug punching class, and that is April 6th, and that is from 1 to 4 p.m. And we'll have all the information you need for that. If you call the gathering, you get a supply list and stuff like that. So when you see me show my rug hooking, it is really rug punching that I do. And it's very quick, a little bit faster than rug hooking. So you might want to come in and try that with me. It's super fun. And then we have Naughty and Nice in July 12th, and then another week, July 19th, and the dates are there. Those are 2 sessions for you to do Christmas in July, and that's usually a lot of fun. I think Santa comes, and Santa has a new outfit for you this year, so she can't wait to show you it. It's a little sparkly, I might add, and I don't do sparkle, so. All right. Then we have some works in progress that 2 more options for the year, August 3rd and then October 4th. And those also are week-longs. All Things Pumpkin, which is 2 sessions. One is a cotton where we'll probably do a little quilt. And that one is August 25th. And then we have the wool session on the 27th. All Things Fall Retreat, where we're going to take those projects plus some other ones and make it into a week-long retreat. We've had requests for a fall retreat, so here it is. And this is September 21st through the 27th. And then we also have Winter Wonderland, which is November 30th and December 6th, 2 options for you there. And then I want to shout out the Greece. If you want to go on a big adventure, we are going to Greece September 1st through the 10th with crafttours.com, and we'll work on getting you a flyer for that one as well. And that is it for all the clubs that we are talking about. I do want to give you another reminder. I didn't hear anything that our Red, White, and Blue quilt show this year, I don't think we're full yet. So if you want to sign up, we are only taking a limited amount of those. So go on our website and type in quilt show and you can sign up to be a part of that big event that we host during Primitive Christmas. So it's going to be kind of funny to have Red, White, and Blue during Primitive Christmas, but that's okay, right? It's 250 years for our country and we are going to celebrate. Okay. All right. So let's let Jake come on because he's busy doing tons of stuff down there. So come on, Jake. Let's talk about what you've been up to quick. I'm going to sneak my root beer here.
Jimmy John. We're having that delivered.
You can have the other half of my sandwich.
Sick deal.
BLT with avocado.
How's my hair look?
Looks great. Told you that earlier today.
It's getting longer. I haven't seen your hair that long.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
What's up with that? You going to grow it long?
all the way along dreads.
No. No.
Boy can dream. Can't
No.
he?
What's going on in Bernina land?
Well, we're ending our February promotion of the 20% off MSRP on all the full Bernina line. But, you know, don't worry. We got a new one coming next month. So the March 1st through the 31st, Bernina promotion is their premier event. And they have a host of deals and bundles that they're offering this month, or this coming month, on a lot of their top of the line models. So basically what they're doing is they are giving you a bundle on the top of the line. So just to explain it, like the $9.90 bundle. So it's the customer price for the $9.90 is $19,999, and then for an extra $1,000, you for the bundle you would get the V9 Designer Plus software, the OSD bundle, the Bernina Skill Hub, the large free arm hoop, and the medium square clamp hoop, which is a $4,600 value for an extra $1,000.
Wow, that's
and
nice.
it goes down the line. So
for every there's a bundle for every big machine.
790 Pro has one, 590 has one, the Surger has one, the Q series have one. So there's a special bundle for every top of the line, and that's for some brunettes too. They also have a special financing offer for 0% for 16 months on $4,000 and above. So that's awesome. Financing is not free nowadays, so if you need that, jump on it. But yeah, so check out the bundles online if you're interested in them. Every Bernina
Where would they go to check out a bundle?
Bernina.com.
Okay.
And then you'll be able to run through what you all get on that. But it's a really good deal for the price you have to pay for it to get all of these accessories, and especially the software too. The software is really good. So if you're looking to design and stuff like that, one of these bundles might be right up your alley.
Cool.
Yeah, but that's
the
it for that.
March 1st promotions.
Yeah,
Awesome.
March 1st through the 31st. So
Did you bring us any quilts?
I did. I brought one.
Okay.
And it's different.
We love to see the quilts, right? Don't you love
different.
to see the quilts?
I don't have too much information on it. This is the information that was in the thing.
In the thing.
So Luke's not here today. It's Thursday. So I'm assuming that he might know something a little
There's
bit.
only like times width, and that's it. There's no name.
So we got to get to the butt. It's cool. And I didn't even know this one was in here. It's small.
Ooh, it looks soft on the back.
But it's that.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what it is?
Well, I'm taking a guess.
Yeah. So the pattern is abacus, which
that's the quilting pattern he's talking about.
Yep. And the back here is this the new stuff, or is this the classic?
The cuddle.
Monkey? This is the cuddle, right?
Yeah, this is the cuddle.
So it's a little one, so we can hold it up together. But it's kind of cute, isn't it?
I just laughed at the way you said cute.
Cute.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I don't know if this is like somebody's a baby blanket or something. I would love to snuggle on
this would be
really soft.
Really, it's super soft.
I don't need to feel. I can see it.
Yeah.
The bright colors are really going, for a young baby or something like that. That's going to be so awesome.
Yeah.
For them to.
This is sweet.
Good job. It looks like they just pieced a bunch of that together.
No, it's really cool. So I wish I could give credit to where it's due.
I don't know.
Or if it's, I don't even know if it's one of our
if they're watching, shout out. Say, hey, that's my
that.
Yeah, if this is your quilt, let us know.
Bye.
But yeah.
Yeah.
We all love it. Whoever it is.
But no, we just had a massive pickup of all our quilts. So I was like we have a bunch in intake right now, but none that are done.
All right.
So
I have one to show you.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Can we do it right now?
No.
I'll hold it up?
No.
Sneak
okay,
peek?
let's show it.
Sneak peek.
All right, so just let me
Jess
just talk a little bit first. Okay, so those of you who did our wool box last year, we have Indigo Revival, and it just came back from the quilter. Like literally the box is sitting right there. I literally pulled it out of the box, quick trimmed off the edges, and I can't wait to put the binding on. And I was being like, okay, here's your thing. What color binding should we put on this quilt? All right, I want you to put in the comments, and that'll help us pick what color. So I want to show them the back first. So this is a beautiful flannel that I put on the back. It's a kind of like a medium navy. It's not a really dark navy like it's showing up on my screen right now, but it is like a more medium navy. I think sometimes our screens show different colors because right now that looks super dark navy. But so I'll let Jake hold it up. So Linda this is just fresh back from Linda. And what color do you think needs to be here for this binding?
Can I give mine?
We could probably just put the same thing I used.
Mine?
Yeah, what's your pick?
You see the seam on Heidi's pants?
Yeah.
That would be sweet.
Oh, the seam, the jean seam,
jean
huh?
seam.
Yeah. Like how cool would that be?
That's pretty creative, Jake. You're so creative.
Thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. So
some
I
of
just
those
want to
buckle
point out a
jeans,
little
that
bit, and I
kind
know
of-
Kaylee, I gave Kaylee some pictures, so she'll show you some. But what's really cool about, I love how Linda, she's got some arcs in here. She went around every penny because I know that because when she flipped it over, she said she missed one. So what was cool is how she arced away from my stitching on those lines. So that was super cool. And then like and then she did it here too, but she just stopped and then continued on. She didn't go over my applique, which I really love. That's super cool. And then in some of the other ones, she would do some little feathers. If she had some open spaces, you can kind of see those. All right, Jake, I'll let you put it down.
So I think that, we do a lot of edge-to-edge quilting over wool applique, but if you do something like that, like this, definitely go get it custom.
If you can afford it.
If you can afford it.
Yeah.
It definitely makes a difference when it comes to something like this versus going right over all of those.
Nick wants to know if those are his jeans.
Those are his jeans.
tell him
Yes,
we need
Nick.
a
They're
buckle.
The
your
only
jeans.
parts of them that didn't have holes in them.
Yeah. And we all know Nick's got the holiest jeans around. He would win
Not in a
he
good
would
way.
win the award, right? But what was really nice about his jeans is they were super soft.
There you go.
So I noticed that some people were having some issues. Yeah, just while I'm talking, Kaylee, just shoot through some of those really close ups.
I only have two.
Okay.
They were the HEIC.
Oh, okay, I see ya. All right, so here's a couple that Linda took. So these are Linda's photos. So there you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Those are the two that we have. So I'm super excited to get that done. But anyway, so our kits, we were waiting to send out our finishing kits.
Oh, I gotta say,
So you to put the borders on once we have this photograph. So now I got to get that binding on, get it photographed, and then we will send out the kits because we can't put out the pattern without a quilt that's not quilted. That's against my rules. All right. To me, every quilt needs to be quilted before we pretty much, I think only one time we showed you a quilt that wasn't quilted. So that's what we were waiting for. So you guys are awesome, patiently waiting for those.
Remember to clean and oil your Bernina.
All right. Thanks, Jake, for coming on. All right. So I talked about that. Betsy behind me. Let's talk about Betsy. So we have a quilt along starting. How many of you watched the video already? I hope you did. Joanne, I'll tell you a little bit about this quilt. I've had this antique quilt in my inspiration list to redo for so long. I don't have the antique. It was a picture of an antique quilt from a long time ago. And since the orange peel is, an orange peel, it was a perfect time for me to take all of my leftovers. What are you looking for?
Sheet for that quilt.
Your
A
what?
sheet with no information on it.
Oh, it was in the bag. Where's the bag?
I got it. Okay.
Look at it. Yeah. So I just love how the quilt is red one way and blue the other way. So that was my favorite thing. And I've had all these scraps now from 15 years of designing fabric. So there's a nice close-up of all of these. So we have the fat quarter bundle. That is a nice starting point for you. So here's the bundle. And remember that there's only so many of these in the world. All right. And what I want to kind of say is that you might not be here yet to do this. Like this might be like, oh, I don't know how to hand applique, but after you watch Joanne's video, anybody can do it. One, but two, if you can put a binding on, you can do this. It does, our fabric will be there when you're ready too. So if you grab one of these bundles, $10 is going to go towards our mission of honor. And that's our whole purpose of doing a whole bunch of quilt-alongs this year, is to raise money for our missions of honor campaign. So if you buy this, $10 of it is going to go towards our mission of raising money for them. And then when you buy the pattern, $5 for every pattern we sell will also go towards the mission campaign. So even though this might not be your thing yet, or maybe you're not ready, your skills, maybe you're new to quilting, whatever, someday you're going to be able to do this, or someday you're not going to want to sit at your machine. Like Joanne does no machine piecing hardly at all anymore because of her back. So she does all this handwork, and you'll hear her in the video say, I can sit in my chair and do this. I don't have to get up, you know? So, and Joanne is, you know, she's in her golden years, and she's always looking for something to do for me that is with hand applique. All right. So Heidi, you posted on the blog, right?
It'll be up after the show.
Okay. So Heidi's going to press play on the blog, which has all the information, which I'm going to tell you it here, but I know you're not going to remember everything. But it's all going to be, you know, where we do our quilt-alongs. On our blog, quilt-alongs, it's going to have the Betsy little icon, and then you can read everything that I talk about is going to be there. So this is what you need to do this, totally. Now, this is going to be a year-long quilt-along. Well, actually 10 months, because we're going to start in March, right? And this is going to be, let's see, you're going to need 26 cream fat quarters. So there's not 26 here, but there's a nice start to get you going. And you might want to find some other designers. Red, white, and blue this year is going to be very prevalent in the quilt stores. You might want to find some of those to go in your quilt, or maybe you have scraps left over from other projects that you have made through the years. If you've been hanging out with me for a long time, I really appreciate that. We also are going to need 13 fat quarters of red and 13 fat quarters of blue. I think in here there's eight or nine of each, 9 of one and 9 of the other. So those are in there. So not quite enough. So what's nice is you can go in your collection and pick out a couple of your fat quarters or your scraps. And then we don't have all the same fabrics in our quilts. I love when I can add to a kit. Like, hey, I want to put one of my signature fabrics in here, so I know that this is my quilt versus all of the other quilts out there. So does anybody agree with me on that? Do you do that as well? Or do you change something with your pattern? How does that look? Do you think that's a good idea? Or do you just want to do exactly what the kit is and we're not altering that at all? All right. So let me talk. So those are the fat quarters that you're going to need. You're going to need a 4.5 yards of backing. And I really love that, that 108 wide with the red and the blue stars that we have. I didn't get to put it on my quilt because I didn't have it, so I can't show you it. Because the 108s don't come along with my 45 wide fabrics when I get them. It's always later. And then there's a leaf template. So it's a nice orange peel or a leaf that Paper Pieces makes that Joanne describes in the video. And we will have them to ship to you as well. And it just makes your life so much easier than tracing from a paper template. But we have the paper templates in the pattern. I have a Betsy sitting here somewhere. Or did I give it back to you? I gave it back to Kaylee. All right, so I'll show you that in a minute. And then you're going to need a sew line glue pen if you're going to do the hand applique like Joanne does. So we did put both templates in there. One for tracing your fabric, and then one to be putting as a template when you gather the fabric around and turn the edges under. So that is there in there as well if you don't want the templates. They're optional. One template. And then you can also get the leaf templates like this right here. Can you close up on this? These are also, this is what you put in on your fabric once it's cut out with the seam allowances. And look at how many times Joanne has used this. When Kaylee kind of, see all those little pin dots in there? That's from her basting. So you can use these over and over and over again. So that one pack will last you a pretty long time. And then Joanne suggested a product called Flatter, and that helps lay things nicer than the starch does. She prefers that. It's in a nice little spray bottle. And then she also suggests basting thread, which can be any thread, anything bright or contrasty, even old thread that you might have inherited from a relative, or maybe you found some in a, somebody's old sewing box at an antique store. Those are always fun for to use just for basting. That's what those threads are for. And then you need a hand applique thread, which we like. The 50 weight Orifil works just fine. And we also, a binding needle is going to work for the applique part. And what else do we have? And then you're going to need a small snips. Joanne loves her small snips. Those little, those things that do that, pinch. Okay. So that's
all of those things are listed on the video description of the Betsy video.
Yeah. So can they just click on it too?
They can just click on them.
So there'll be links to our website. And then on the back of our pattern here, no, maybe not. Sometimes we put a QR code on there and then it'll bring you right to the Betsy stuff.
It'll also be links.
It's in the middle.
It's in the middle. Okay.
So there's a link to the video right there.
So right here we have a QR code on our pattern. And that you can just click on that with your phone, with your camera, and then it'll bring you right to our website to order all of the Betsy stuff that you may or may not need.
There will also be links on that.
Yes, on the blog
listing in
post.
the blog post.
Yep.
Yep. And then to find that, they need to go to lisabongean.com.
Yep.
And click quilt alongs at the top.
Okay. So again, everything that I just told you is going to be at lisabongean.com. Go to quilt alongs, and then everything is typed out there with clickable links for stuff you need, for everything for you to do this. So what we're going to be doing is at the end of every month, so starting March 31st, well, take that back, the last Thursday of every month. So on live here, I'm going to pick a winner for that month. So on the 26th, are those the right numbers?
Yep.
Okay. The 26th, we are going to pick winners for March. So you're going to have to get, let's see, I think I wrote it down, 63 blocks. So it comes to be about 15 or 16 of those little blocks every week, or post them once a month on Stitch with Lisa Bongean on Facebook, and we're going to pick the winners from that. Okay. So it's a little bit each week, each month that you have to do to keep up. And then at the end of the year, you're going to have 624 of them. Okay. So that's why we do quilt along. So you don't want to just get, lost and just give up because it's just so much. If you only have to do a little bit each month along with your other stitching and quilting, it's much more doable. And then it's like magic how quickly those weeks fly by, or months, and then here you are. We're at the end of the year and we have another quilt done. So that's why I really, really love our quilt alongs, and we will be here for you for any questions you may have. Although Joanne's video is pretty much thorough. You also don't have to do this by hand. You could fuse down these orange peels and do a small little blanket stitch, or some of you are really good at doing like a mock hand applique on your fancy machines where you'll use an invisible thread and you'll just do one little peek in there and you hardly see it. Like Kim Deal is like the master of machine applique, but that looks like hand. So those are all really good options for you. But just remember, this is going to be an awesome project, and we are using it as a fundraiser throughout the year. And we will be doing some fun stuff along with that. I know we have some stickers made that we're going to be able to throw out there for you guys. All through the year, we're going to be all kinds of stuff going on to celebrate the 250. All right. So any questions do we have, Heidi, on any of this that I can answer?
Not at the moment. We'll have one for you in a minute.
Okay. All right. So that is Betsy. Now, because everybody doesn't get to watch every week, or they hear a little chitter chatter, this over here is echoes from the past. So this is one of my antique quilts.
Sorry, they can see you.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you. So this is one of my antique quilts. And in our red, white, and blue retreat last year, we made this, we replicated it. So there it is. And we're doing a quilt along with this one as well. So get all your supplies ordered. And again, we'll be doing monthly drawing on echoes as well. You're going to have to post how many blocks that I tell you about when we, I think I talked about it last week, how many you have to do. If I didn't, it will be up on the blog. Do we have echoes there yet? Okay, so Heidi's working on that as the quilt along. So both these quilt alongs will start in March. We also will have another quilt along, Oh Say Can You Sew, will start in June, but we will start reminding you in May to grab your supplies, and we'll get ready for that one in May as well.
Did you mention what size Betsy was?
I did not.
I was not all.
Betsy is 72 by 76. You want to make it bigger? You just make more blocks. You want to make, if you want to make it smaller. Yeah, so Kaylee's showing you the, what do you call that? The thumbnail of our YouTube video. It's 31, no, it's not. It's 30 minutes long. And just watch that. Joanne's just a little sweetheart. She's just so into her hand applique. I just love watching her. So here's the little backstory. So Joanne did all the orange peels for me. I did not do this. I'm not Superwoman. I can't do everything you see here that we show you. I do exactly what I want to do. How does that sound? And then I try to farm out as much as I can to make sure that we move along quickly here. So this one, she did all of the hand applique, and then it came to me, and me and Madeline pieced it together, probably more Madeline than me. And then I hand quilted it. Joanne maybe did about 10 stitches in the hand quilting, but we have a fun photo of us hand stitching there a little bit for a little opportunity to get us together while we were making this quilt. So it's a collaboration quilt. I love that. I have this that Joanne has made with me, and it's so awesome, right? It's so awesome.
Question for you. On average, how long does it take you to make any of the quilts sitting next to you?
Well, when you watch the video, you'll see how quickly Joanne sews around one of those orange peels. So one of those blocks, probably 15 minutes, once you're all prepped, the hand stitching. So what's fun about this one back here, Betsy, is it's fun to prep it too. So you'll be like prepping a bunch of them, then you sew them, prep. So the sewing isn't the hard part or the tedious part. I bet you the prepping probably takes just as long. Not, it goes fairly quickly, but because you're going to baste and you're going to gather up, and then you use the flatter and you flatten them. But the people who do this really, really, really do this, right? This is what they want to do. They just want to do stuff by hand, just like the wool applique. Those of you who have, raise your hand if you said, I'm never going to wool applique because I don't need another hobby. And then you break down and you do one project, and then you're hooked for the rest of your life. That's what this is kind of like too. All right. So I love the hand turn, needle turn, and I have a lot of people help me with it because I cannot do everything. So therefore, if you're a hand person and you love this, this is one of your quilts that you are absolutely going to love to do.
We have someone that has watched the video for Betsy, but they are not sure when the papers are supposed to be removed.
Oh, once you do, we have that in there. Yeah.
Tell them to keep watching.
Yeah, just keep watching it till the end. She pulls the paper out right after she's got the flatter on, and she irons it, and then she pulls the paper out.
I didn't watch the video.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to?
So, yeah, so see where you go back, and maybe you missed that, but she does pull it out on video, so it is there. You're probably like me and got distracted. Oh, I got so distracted yesterday that there might have been a little water in the basement from the faucet I turned on and walked away from.
Lisa.
Just a little bit.
Hey, I know Echoes isn't released yet, but as far as the difficulty level on Echoes from the past, would that compare to Unity?
Oh yeah, it's not harder than
Not
Unity.
harder than Unity.
No, not at all. So Echoes is just a lot. You're just making little flying geese. There's no half square triangles, but you're making tiny. You know, I don't want to say the size because I might be wrong. Flying geese, and it's just a lot. It's just a lot of just, if you enjoy just pushing through your machine, that's what Echoes is. Echoes is pushing through your machine. So I just might happen to have my bin here from Echoes. So I have some extras. So you just kind of keep sewing and just keep sewing. So here's what they look like. And then I'll show you the back. So that's what I like to press those last 2 row seams open. All right. And then look at, I could probably sit in here and make a half dozen more or probably a lot more. I like to just keep cutting when it says, you know, cut this many. I just keep cutting because now I might have a little table runner to go with all my little extra blocks. And I have way more blue than I have red. So I'm going to come up with something. I thought maybe I could give these away each week and then you'd have one of my blocks because my fabrics are different. They're not the new fabric. So who knows? Maybe I could do that.
Do you starch your binding fabric?
I do not starch the binding if I can help it. If it's already starched, then I just leave it starched. But you could always wash the starch out if you don't like it. And some people like it. It's just a little stiffer. That's all.
And another one, I cut out month 1 pieces from the quilt box. I have some red left over. Can I put it in my scrap box for Echo or Betsy? Or do we need it for a later month?
You're going to need it. Just keep all those fabrics for now. Don't do anything until that project is over. I will check with Alicia to make sure because she made that quilt that's in your box. And I'm telling you, bear with that project. You're going to be making lots of little pieces and parts, but it's a fabulous quilt. All right. Everybody's going to kick themselves for not joining that box once they see that quilt revealed. So if you didn't, go grab it because like I said, shops are calling me and asking me if I have any panels. Do you have any of this fabric? I'm like, nope, I don't have any more. So there is no more of this fabric to be ordered. So your shop cannot reorder any more of these right now. So grab it while you see it because they aren't going to last very long once all this stuff starts. And because what happens is you start making something and then you go to your quilting retreat and then everybody sees it and then they all want to do it. So that's what happens when we start these things. And then before you know it, nobody's got any fabric left. And with the red, white, and blue theme this year, everybody's going crazy over it. What pattern did we use to quilt Betsy? So what I did to quilt Betsy is I hand quilted Betsy. So I hand quilted around each orange peel. So when you start, this is what you do. So I did 4 rows at a time because my frame and my arms are only so big. So I would start I'd work on these 4 rows and I'd do this. And then I'd start back up and do this. And then I'd leave these threads and needles threaded right here. And then I'd have a row all the way along here of all needles and threads. That's why we give you 12 needles in a pack. And then when you advance the quilt, then I just keep going until my thread runs out and then I rethread. So this is a really fun quilt to make, especially if you love to hand quilt because they have a totally different feel than machine quilted quilts. Good question. I love it.
The quilt box is sold out, correct?
No.
Oh, it is not because it's saying, apparently it's saying that. They're asking
We'll work
about
on that.
We'll work on that.
We are not sold out of a quilt box.
Would be nice if we were, but we're not, I guess, right?
Yeah, somebody sent Amy an email to double check
Sure.
to make sure. Okay. Do you starch border fabrics? Yes. What else do we got? Can you say in quilt box how many pairs of triangles finished at 2.5? Ask that question in Stitch with Lisa Bongean because we gave Kathy Anderson the fabrics and she worked ahead and her and Alicia worked on those directions. So she's going to be able to help you with those. We gave you a picture. I believe we shot a picture of everything she did. So if she needs to spread them out for you a little better, we can do that. But don't overthink it, okay? You're only going to get so many fat quarters each box, and you're going to make exactly what it tells you. And just think, I remember seeing like sets of 4 or something like that, or sets of 2. But ask that question in Stitch with Lisa Bongean about anything to do with the quilt box, and we'll help you. And you can even tag Kathy Anderson and she'll see it. Okay, good. I'm glad you loved my hand quilting tip. It's like, really, you would not believe how quickly you can hand quilt. Like, what I would do is I would get up in the morning, and for an hour, I could get like all the blues in all those 4 rows going all the way across. And then the next morning I'd come back with all the reds. So I could do that whole row in only, I bet you this thing only probably took me 8 hours to quilt. Okay. But the problem is you don't have like a lot. When you have a frame and you're not doing it in your lap, that also helps too. And like I said, I'm going to get Scott working on building our own frames, because quilting frames, if you can find one, look for a quilting frame and then remove all the stuff you don't need. I know this sounds funny, but you need 2 poles to advance your quilt. The 3rd pole you don't even need. Pre-based your quilt together and then load it on. That makes life so much easier when you do it that way. I'm excited about Echoes, recently retired and attempting to catch up on so many projects. Oh, and then you moved it on me. Okay. Pushing pieces through my machine is right where I am. Right. So wherever you are, if you like to hand stitch, Betsy's your hand project. I try to spread the love. I don't try to do just piece. And then Echoes is definitely one of those where you're just pushing through your machine. And then voila, you got a whole bunch of little stars made for that one. So again, I will give you the details on Echoes, how many squares you need to do for each month. That will be under, we'll talk about it, not next week because I will be gone. I'm hoping Jess will be back and does live next week. No?
She's not back.
Okay. Who's going to do live next week?
There is no live.
There is no live next week.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Withdrawals
come
are
on.
coming.
Oh, we can't. Nobody wants to do a St. Patty's Day one or something?
I mean,
What do you think? Why are they so chicken to do a live without us? Huh?
Well, I mean, I don't know how I would.
Well, somebody has to be behind. But who can we get to do it?
to host it.
Yeah. Did we sit here right here?
We're over here doing that. Yeah.
Maybe with Darcy. I'll ask Darcy.
Darcy would be a
Darcy,
great
you want to
one.
come and do live? You want to be the
Or
host?
Kathy Decker would be a good one.
Yeah.
How about Darcy and Kathy Decker?
I'll throw it out there. Anybody want to be the host? You want to be a guest host on Stitch with Lisa Bongean? Kathy, you want to do it?
I vote Pat from
March 5th.
Racine.
March 5th. We have a spot right here. You could come and see what it's like to talk to a camera.
With
It's all
thousands of
fun,
eyes.
people. We're just here to have fun and have some laughs, right? How about the boys? Yeah, Luke would do it. Luke would do it.
Well, it's on Thursday though.
It's on Thursday. He likes to go roll on the mats and do jujitsu on
Is
Thursday.
that what is going on?
Maybe
He
Jake
comes
and
to work
Maddie
with a
could do it.
black eye on Friday
Yeah, he'll come with a black eye.
or 2.
Ooh, someone has their grandma's quilting frame in the basement. So, and I just want to point out, there's 2 kinds of quilting frames. All right. There's ones that are long boards and have holes in it that you put your little pin in and then you roll it, right? And then there's one that's, it has 2 bars and it has a leader on it that you pin to the leader. And then you roll it and you're only working on this much. I know you can roll up the other one as well, but I think it would work if you had to make it work, I guess. But it wouldn't be my first choice. The ones that have all the holes in it, that's from when you tied quilts. Remember with the yarn? And then the kids loved those because they were thick. We used to get the batting from the Courtney Woolen Mills here down by the river in Appleton. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Oh, Nick.
Yeah, he says he'll come on if he can talk fishing.
Nick will be the host. Okay.
We said no.
We said no.
We shut him down.
Are they being mean to Nick?
Well, not mean, just, realistic.
All right. So if you have one of those quilting frames and you've never quilted, maybe we'll do a little video on talk about the quilting frame and stuff like that. Once, somebody had a Hinterberg one. Pull that one up. I found a Hinterberg long wood frame, bought it and shipped to me, clearing space to set it up in my basement. All right, here's what I want you to do. And you may be like, yeah, right, but Miss Becky, you're not going to want to quilt in your basement. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm not going to do it. But if you are, you're a better person than me. Okay, because I moved out a chair out of the living room, and there's my quilting frame. You want to quilt. You want to quilt where there's people around you, where we're in a nice sunny window where you can look outside. And I know we don't all have that, but you're going to have a hard time hand quilting in your basement. Unless maybe you're listening to a podcast or a book on tape or something like that. That is what I suggest. But I had my whole quilt sewing room in the basement at one time. Absolutely drove me crazy. Once I got up on a floor where natural light was pouring in, much better. Okay. All right. Pull out that quilt frame and do Betsy, because like I said, we're going to fly a whole bunch of veterans to New York. And that's our goal for this year, is to raise $50,000 and honor our veterans with a trip of a lifetime. I quilted in a sunny window for years ago, and part of my quilt faded. Well, you got to get it done a little quicker. Or you cover it every day. So I have those really inexpensive, they're rolled up at Walmart. You can get them. They're like fuzzies, whatever. What are those little things called? The little throws. They have kinds of fun stuff. Fleece blankets.
Yeah, fleece blankets.
Yeah. I just had 2 of those from when I cover my couch from when the dog is there. So I just put those on my quilting frame after each day when I'm done quilting in the morning. I put that on for the sun. You have an update for me?
We have an update on the quilt box situation.
So I understand there were some questions about the wool box and the quilt box, both. We have shut off the cotton box at this time because while we ordered 100 extra, what we started out with for our previous numbers, both of our boxes have had overwhelming response in the last 2 weeks and have increased by 100 or better.
Oh,
so right
that's
now
good news.
It's a good problem, but right now we're looking at some limited supplies for a couple of boxes coming up. We hope to increase it very soon.
Okay, so they need to keep watching, or will we announce when we're going to put them on?
Keep watching, and I will make sure that you're aware when we can.
So
is Woolbox open or no?
Woolbox is still tentatively open for a little while, but
we're getting close, is what you're saying.
Yes, we are.
Because we have such awesome projects in there. You wait till you see what March's is.
Yes, and we start planning them well ahead, and just orders pre-cuts and such accordingly. And even though we build in insurance, it's shoot up at the time.
Yeah. And like I said, you would be surprised how much fabric we're selling around here. Like I go down in the warehouse and I look at my fabrics from Moda that I have. There's nothing there. We have hardly any of my fabrics. We used to have 4 rows of fabric that I could go and pull from. Not anymore. So people are stitching and you guys are buying from us. And then we really love that. And we'll try to buy more in the future, but it's a crapshoot. We don't know. We don't know how much. That's why if you can pre-order, when we put stuff up for pre-order, that helps us so much. It's not even funny. All right. So I got a couple other things to talk about. Any more questions on any of that stuff?
I'm sure they'll roll in.
You what?
I said, I'm sure they'll roll in.
Okay. So I got a couple other things to talk about. One is, so we started a couple of years back, I think in 2019, which that's a long time ago already, right? We started a little series where I took one of my antique quilts and then I made some pillows to go with it, and we put them out that month. So we are going to restart that series back up, and we're going to start with March, And then we are going to end with February. So this is going to be like a year-long thing we're going to do. And I know some of you might have had January, February, March, April. We did 4 already. So we're going to show you what March's is. And I'm going to show you that right now. And it is to decorate your bed or your living room for the holiday. And I kind of like, so like January's was a snowflake pillows with a blue and white antique quilt, or one of my quilts, I don't know. And then February was one of my red and white antique quilts. And then I did pillows that said you and me. And then here is March's. I'll go grab it. So those are the pillows. I got them in the right order. And then here's an antique quilt, probably from the 20s or 30s. And it's an ocean wave. So this is the antique quilt that lays on my bed in March. It's not March yet. And then I put these guys on there. All right. So this is going to be a year-long series that we have for you to jump in and do with us. So I hope you, and like I said, these are not new. We've had those for a while, but we want to finish out the 8 more months coming up. But we thought we'd start with ones that we had already previously put out. So those will be in the store and ready to go. So that is another thing you can do. And Amy has those already kitted. They're ready to go. So here is the photo of it on my bed at home. I'll try to get it out of there. Is it weird that you guys all know what my bed looks like? All right. So do you see how I plop up a bunch of pillows, and then I put up my decorative pillows and then my quilt on the top. And I also, even though this quilt is only 73 by 73, I have like a quilted Pottery Barn linen quilt. And then I always put my quilt on top of that. And it doesn't always have to fit properly on my bed. It can be a little small, and I'll just fold it one way and it hangs down a little bit. But I don't necessarily always sleep under some of those antique quilts because I don't want them to get, you know what happens when we use our quilts, right? So I just want to make sure that I don't forget about anything else. So what do you think? This was the backing of my quilt. This would make a beautiful back for the question of the day is, what color binding would you put on the indigo? I kind of like this blue, but then when I looked over on my stash, this blue is just a smidge, got a little texture to it. So that's going to be my choice. I'm going to put a blue that kind of matches those tongues that the pennies sit on. What was the most popular color that they picked? And got anything?
A lot of people liked Jake's idea. Is that what you're talking about?
What color?
Yeah. With the Jake's idea with the.
Oh, Jake's idea.
Yeah.
Too hard. I'm not doing
Yeah, I thought that might be a little bit difficult.
Yeah, I don't want to stitch through that wrap denim, because it's like folded over
Yeah,
like
it's
3-4
couple
times.
layers, right? Yeah, but I thought like a burgundy that matched the flowers, or like
The
brown.
burgundy, the flowers are actually orange.
Or-
And Kaylee and I were sitting there thinking, could we do orange? I think you could pull off orange.
This guy.
Oh, that flower.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I mean, you see it throughout, and I just.
You know what the right answer is? Any color are going to work.
Yeah, anything that you want, right?
Anything you want. That's the right answer. Jess said they were sold out on comments sold. What's that?
The quilt box. That's I thought I heard her say that too. And
Okay.
That's why,
Yeah, I don't always watch the comments sold.
That's okay. I'm standing right there, and I don't always watch it.
I know. Amy's like, I was going to give you this to talk about on live today, but just sold them all.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what comments sold is, let's talk about that for 5 minutes.
Sure.
So comments sold, is that run through Facebook or what is it?
It can run through Facebook. It's really easier to do it through our app.
Oh,
We have
yeah,
a-
app.
my
Okay.
screen.
I can explain it then.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
No, so what you need to do is you need to go to the app store and you need to type in Primitive Gatherings, and then that's our app. So then it'll tell you when we're going live. Do you usually give a heads up or not?
Jess will usually put out a notification, and whether or not you're using the app or I believe through Facebook, there are notifications that you can sign up for. It's just a lot easier and streamlined if you do use the app, but not everybody has a smart device. So just know that if you don't have a smartphone or a tablet that can get apps like that, you can do it through Facebook.
Okay.
But there's just a couple of extra steps that you have to go through.
All right. That's a good answer. Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, I forget. We have an app. Like, how could, that is so cool, right?
It's evolved. I mean,
Right?
it's
Like,
changed. When
not everybody has an app.
Right. And when we first started it, we didn't have the app.
Right.
We were only able to go through Facebook, but as soon as they set us up with that app, it's like that app is just so much more streamlined and slick.
Right. And
Yep.
there is, are we ever going to try to do the other one of these days, or where are we with eStreaming?
eStreaming, I think that's in the works, but we should probably wait
There's-
until we talk about that one.
There's still kinks.
Yeah, we got to work it
There's
out.
still kinks. Okay.
There
we
might
don't-
be some changes in the future, but for now, Comment Sold is working just fine for us.
Okay, so there's a question here. Will the tongue fabric match the chambray fabric? You don't want it to match. You want it to stand out. Here's what I mean. So you don't want this. You don't want this to match this. No. You want there to be definite contrast between those two. And so the jeans change. So look at how much darker this one was than this one. It's okay because we're recycling. We're using what we have. We're doing what they had to do back in the day when they didn't have a quilt store to go to and buy all their things. So do you see how I put the lighter part of the jeans? That must have been the front part of the jeans on the side borders. And then this top must have been the back side of the pant leg. Because you need about 36 inches. Just a heads up. And guess what? There's nothing wrong with piecing it too. So mine, you can't even tell it's here. So here is a piece. This is a piece in here. Like I had to add on here. So there's a seam right here. And Linda's stitching goes right in my seam line. And so it's okay to piece your borders as well, because you're not going to see them, especially the way she quilted this. If you like that idea, how she did the uneven piano keys, and then she did her refrigerator coil, she calls this, where she just goes like that, really close together. So those are like, they're like a 16th apart. So hopefully that answers your question. She said, yeah, okay.
Have you talked at all about Ose Can You Sew for this
No.
year? We've had a couple of questions about that.
All I'm telling you is grab your fat quarter towers, okay? Make sure you have enough fat quarter towers, or maybe you bought a half yard or a 1 yard bundle. Make sure you have enough, because that one doesn't start till May. And all we did is we talked about that's when we're going to do it. So if everybody sold out of their fat quarter towers.
And you're talking about American Gatherings 3 fat quarter tower?
Yes, this tower right here. So this tower we're going to use for Ose Can You Sew. And again, if you have scraps, if you have leftovers from any of these other quilts, you can use those as well. But you'll be able to do the whole quilt out of one bundle and a background.
Did you see Teresa's comment there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Should I put it on?
Yeah,
You should. That's
I
good.
can't read that fast.
My parents used to wash my mouth out with Irish Spring when I was naughty.
I know, don't you? And like, so I'm going on this cruise, right? And I can just about imagine, like we rip our hair out, making sure, like I literally stood up in bed this morning thinking, or sat up, not stood up. It might be nice if I packed my sample of the mini quilt I'm going to teach. So I had to come to the shop today and grab the sample, because I would have forgotten it. So I was so focused on this turtle that we're going to be doing that I forgot the sample for the mini quilt, because the mini quilt I wasn't supposed to be teaching. We had another teacher cancel. So I'm jumping in and teaching a little mini quilt for the cruise as well. And I just totally spaced putting that sample in my luggage. But luckily the powers that be are helping me out. And I got that sample. But we really we go crazy right now thinking, do we got everything? Do I got all the pieces and parts? What if somebody screws something up? Do I have enough leftovers that I can, find her something else? Or so we really pull our hair out getting ready for this. And what I tell people when we get there is like, okay, everybody take some deep breaths. You are on vacation. I don't want to say we. I mean, I kind of am, but I really ain't. There's a lot of stress in this. And so whatever happens, just use grace and be like, okay, don't make your vacation all, oh, this, and this is wrong. And I didn't get to sit next to who I wanted to. And just don't do that. Just go and have a good time and relax and know that we are all trying to do the best we can to make sure everybody has a good time. And it's really hard sometimes to make everybody happy. So, thank you. Did anybody on here say anybody going on the cruise with me? No, not one person. Bummer.
I mean, we would have gone, but
yeah. I know it filled up pretty fast though too. So, and I didn't really talk about it a lot because Roseanne pretty much had it filled up pretty quickly. So, and it was one of those things I hadn't been doing any adventure teaching, and then she asked me and I was like, oh sure, I'll do that. And then the craft tours people asked me to do something, so I'm doing 3 big tours this year. So
yeah, at least one person in the crowd that's going.
Yay. Who is it?
Jeanette, looks like.
Jeanette, you're gonna come up to me on the cruise ship and say, I'm the one. All right. Okay, come say hi to me, Jeanette.
A question I've seen a couple of times is Betsy going to be available as just a pattern, and if so, when?
Sure. Yeah.
Because it's not quite
okay.
clear yet.
Here's the deal. When we do a kit, I pretty much always release the pattern too. Okay. So you're going to be able to buy the pattern only, and you're going to be able to contribute to the honor flight. We'll see. You can just do the pattern. We give you a list of everything that you need to do the quilt. But if you don't need the fat quarter tower, you just need the pattern. Hey, yeah, you're still going to help us out by supporting those veterans by buying this pattern only. So for $10, even if you're not going to do it now, we're going to take $5 of that money, and that is going to go towards our honor flight. So thank you for asking that question, because that's a good question. Because maybe you can't afford the kit right now.
Speaking of the honor flight, we are planning on having a button where they can click to just donate if they want to donate, correct?
And we are in the process of getting Diane, was her name, from Missions of Honor to come on and talk to you about it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. Sue was working on that. Yeah. So she's going to come on and she's going to talk more about that. Like I said, the beginning of the year is super crazy. So I know Sue has talked to her. We just got to nail down that date. Okay. All right. Where are we at? Anything else before I pick some winners? We're picking double winners today because Heidi picked them last week. So we're going to show you 3 winners from last week when she was
These are last week's.
attending a funeral of one of her.
I'm in the graveyard picking winners.
You're in the graveyard picking winners? Oh, no.
Hey, I'm dedicated to my job.
You are dedicated.
Yeah. As long as I'm not in the grave picking winners, we're good.
Yes. All right. So last week winners are Pam Billery, Crafty Linda, and Terry Fletch. So you are last week winners. And this week's winners, Lori Bladden, Angela McKeel, and Teresa Scott. You are our winners. Please email Heidi at the email scrolling across and give her your physical address so she can mail you some goodies. And remember, Heidi's going to put up the blog post for Betsy. Watch the video, even if you don't want to do it. Watch it anyways while you're stitching or listen to it.
That QR code goes to the quilt alongs.
All right, so pop on that QR code right now on the screen, and that'll bring you to the quilt along. Is it the YouTube video?
It's our quilt alongs page.
Oh, our quilt along page. All right, but she's going to press go, so it's not up yet.
Right
Right.
after the show.
Yeah, so the people watching it later will get that. Yeah, awesome. All right, so that's all I have for you today. I got to make sure I finish my toiletry packing and, those things that you can't put in a week ahead. because what are you going to do? So that's the only packing I have left. And I'm very good at like forgetting my makeup case of all the, but who needs makeup when you're not on a cruise, right? But there are those
Cruising.
formal nights. What?
Where are you cruising?
I am cruising we're going to Galveston, Texas, and then we're going to leave the cruise port and go to Honduras. And then we are going to 2 Mexican ports, but we're on the other side. All right. I know some people are a little nervous about the Mexico thing, but we don't have to get off the ship either. There's enough to do. Just right there, even in the little port where we're at, there's enough stuff to do there. But yeah, so if you are like us here in Wisconsin and you need to get away because you just need some nice weather, that's what we all kind of do here in Wisconsin is we leave for a week and either go to Florida or on some fun warm vacation. Even though I can't drink, I can't eat, I can't be in the sun because I'm on an antibiotic, but oh, whatever. I'd rather, as long as my guts feel good, that's all I care about. All right. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate every one of you. And remember to support our veterans anyhow you can. All right. Some of us have way more means. Some of us don't have lots of means, but a $5 or a $10 pattern, maybe you can help us out that way. We appreciate it however it looks. All right. So we will get all of this stuff on our website. Most of it is probably already there. We talked about echoes last week. Betsy's up now. So gather your supplies. And when we come back on the 12th of March, if we don't have a guest, we will see what happens. All right. Okay. Take care, everyone. And meet us back here where every stitch tells a story.